another Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls Wizard class guide. Now, in this video, what I want to discuss is the lightning spec. This spec is quickly becoming my new favorite spec. I can farm torment pretty much up through 3 in this spec with my current gear levels, but I really like to stick on torment 1 just because of the difficulties. But let's get right into the spec. Now, the stream has named this spec Blue Balls. Other people have named it the Sith Lord spec. This spec is just a really large amount of fun, and it's mainly the reason that I play it is mainly because of the one-handed weapon that I'm using. Okay, the one-hander has increased lightning damage, int, and then it has a chance to chain lightning. It has a 34% chance to chain lightning when you hit with it. So you just do a ton of lightning damage, and all of your spells actually work off lightning damage. So let's get into this one a little bit more on how it works, okay? So obviously the video will cycle through my gear that I'm wearing, we'll cycle through my Paragon points. Real quick, you want crit hit chance. Crit hit chance is extremely important for this spec. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, didn't they nerf APOC? Okay, yes, they did nerf APOC. For those of you who don't know what APOC is, it's arcane power on crit, APOC, APOC, right? Okay, Blizzard did nerf APOC. It needed to be nerfed, folks. For those of you who think that APOC is worthless now and they nerfed it into the ground, you're dead wrong. All they did was make it so that you couldn't keep a full arcane power bar if you were single targeting down a mob. How this spec works is you need to get a bunch of mobs. You use the black hole with supermassive, okay, because that also does lightning damage, but it has a larger suck rate. For those of us who want to make a childish joke, feel free in the comment below. It has a larger suck rate to get in there, so you bring more mobs in. Now from here, every time you throw a lightning orb out, it has a chance to just kind of proc little tails of lightning that are going to do a ton of damage, and also every time you crit, you gain arcane power back, right? So you're literally just throwing these balls up, so the more mobs you have, the less your arcane power is going to go down. This spec is not designed for single target burst down a boss. That's why you still do keep Archon in this build. And the reason I keep Archon, like I said, very simple. All you're doing is when you get to an elite mob or a boss that you just can't get down, you just pop it and you're good. Those things die quick, okay? So let's go back into the spec a little bit. As my signature spell, obviously I'm using lightning. And you can use pretty much any of the ones that you want. I use the one that regens mana, okay? That's the one that I use. I really like that one that regens your arcane power as you hit, gives you 3 arcane power per hit, because then you can spam that into the guy. Because remember, you do have, with this weapon, you do have a 34% chance for the chain lightning to go out and hit everybody else. Not to mention your arcane orbs do a ton of AoE damage, so does your supermassive black hole. So all that stuff does a ton of AoE, so we really don't need more AoE at this point, okay? Some people will take the chain lightning just so that they can hit more targets, and then obviously more targets equals more crit chance, and more crits equal more arcane power. That is also available. It's really up to you. It's your play style. I tend not to use it because I don't really have that many problems with the play style that I play this spec with, okay? The other thing that you need to know is obviously we're using arcane orb, so any arcane orb buffing abilities is huge. Any APOC is huge, okay? It all helps, trust me. No matter if they nerfed it or not, it helps immensely, okay? So it's all about crit hit chance, APOC, arcane orb damage. Those are the biggest things that you want, okay? I cannot stress to you how important those are. After that, you can use storm armor, and I like to use power of the storm. Now what power of the storm does is it actually, like, the storm armor will just smash mobs, okay? It does a lot of damage when it crits. And so I don't really see the need for more damage from it. What I like to do is use Power of the Storm because it reduces the resource cost, okay? This build is based around, again, APOC, crit hit chance, and resource cost reduction. Because what we want to do is we want to be able to spam as many blue balls, as many lightning balls as we possibly can, right? So all that stuff helps. So that's why I do that, because it reduces the, obviously the resource cost, and that's why I take that. And then obviously Archon and Teleport. Teleport, hands down the best way for movement. It keeps you up to speed with pretty much every other class. Without this, you will fall behind. Wizards just do not have, even with 25% movement speed, we do not have some of the abilities like the Witch Doctor, the Crusader, even the Barb Sprint. We don't have anything without our Teleport, okay? It's just, it's so good. Teleport with Wormhole is the fastest way to move around. You can keep up with every other farming class in the game, really. And that's, again, the whole point of farming is speed, okay? That's how Blizzard's making Reaper, is speed, speed, speed. How fast can you clear stuff? How hard a difficulty can you do it on, to where you have to measure effectiveness of drop rate versus speed of clear. And that's really what your only equation is that you're working on. But yeah, guys, go ahead and check this video out. This spec, again, like I said, quickly becoming my favorite spec. The passives that I'm using, I should cover those real quick before we go. The passives that I'm using, the reason I can use this on the higher torments is because of paralysis, okay? The goal is obviously not to have a ton of mobs around you. You want to suck them in and then start spamming light or arcane orbs at them, right? Lightning orbs. So what you're going to do is unwavering will, so you're standing still. So you get your, your stand still, the cast button. Make sure you know exactly where that is because you use it a lot. And then as long as you're standing still for 1.5 seconds, you get that nice damage reduction boost, that all res boost, and then you get the damage boost as well. So unwavering will, really, really key. After that, paralysis is the most important part of this entire spec. What paralysis does is lightning spells give you a 15% chance to stun, and everything that you do is lightning. So you have a 15% chance to stun them with every single thing that you throw out. It makes it so that they don't hit you as often, they don't get as close to you as often, and it's just really good. It's incredible how well these synergize together. So make sure that you're using that as well. Now, some people will then take, I like, again, Arcane Dynamo, or Astral Presence, I'm sorry, Astral Presence, because then that gives you the more of the arcane power. And again, the more arcane power, the better, right? Because we want more arcane power. So those, and then Blur, of course, also works if you really want to, if you're taking more damage, I guess, but you don't really need it. Pretty much anything that's going to reduce resource cost or help protect you or give you more damage is going to be really key for this spec. But again, paralysis being the #1 reason that your survivability goes up. Now, it won't show on your toughness that you're using it, but it definitely makes a world of difference if you are not using paralysis. You will die often with this spec because you need something. Once the mobs are all grouped up, if they're all constantly stunned, you can just spam at them and there's nothing they can do. They can't get close enough to you to hit you, and if they can't hit you, your toughness is really irrelevant compared to your damage. And remember, we want APOC, crit hit chance, and that resource cost reduction. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this spec. Hope you enjoyed this riff video of me using the spec. I really am excited to play the Wizard with so much versatility in the spec. I hope you guys are excited to play as well. We're less than a month away now from release. We are less than a month away, so I'm really excited about that. Hope you guys like this one, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.